Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Hello friends, and welcome to Fairfield Today. I'm Paul Jackson. Thank you for joining us. As like to say now, everything is kind of behind us in terms of the Lancaster Festival a few weeks ago, and kind of moving into the late summertime, early fall time, school getting back in session kind of time here in Lancaster. So we tape today. It's a beautiful day here. Again, school starting up. It isn't that long, couple months till we'll be seeing the Fairfield County Fair, which is always an exciting time here in Lancaster. But one of the big events in the past few years that I've really kind of gotten to know about was this big tractor show that when I first started talking to our next guest about it, it was down at Alley Park, and it was a big deal down there. Well, it became such a bigger deal. And now, how many years now, Doug, has it been out to fairground? How many years out there?
They've been out there. This will be our fourth show out there.
Sure. Doug Shaw with us, and he's the big gun with the tractor show, the director of all that, and it has really turned into something. Now, I thought it was really large when you had it down at Alley Park, which was a great venue for it.
We loved that park.
Oh, that was plenty of room
park
to move around, but I think your success really kind of did you in a little bit there.
We outgrew that park.
Yeah.
I mean, especially the parking.
Well, that become the issue.
Yes, and then when we did our first state show, we moved up here to the fairgrounds, and it's worked out, so we've stayed there.
Tremendous. Now we've got a little brochure here, and we'll Shannon will put that up on the screen here. 26th Annual Tractor and Truck Show. You feature Massey Harris, Ferguson, and Massey Ferguson tractors and equipment. How many pieces of equipment will you have there, do you think?
Oh, there'll probably be 300 pieces or so.
That'll probably be up in the air a little bit as
just
game
depends.
time.
I kind of look for it to be up this year because, we didn't have one last year.
Yeah.
Due to COVID, and so I think everybody's itching to get out and show their stuff. So,
and I don't want to say anything, but you might be just in this area where if we get something going on again with health, that it might be, if you had it in September, October, you never know. But I think August is going to be a good time, but you never know where we're headed here.
You never know, I'll tell you.
So it's August 20, 21, 22 coming up this weekend. What are the hours? All day? What is that? Friday, Saturday, and Sunday?
Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Start at noon on Friday.
Okay.
All day Saturday, all day Sunday.
Okay.
So,
and it's amazing. It's just kind of like the old car show when you drive by the fairgrounds on Fair Avenue or even on High Street right there. But when you drive by on Fair and you look over, I'm surprised you don't rear end somebody looking, because there's so much to see when you just drive. And what's admission to get in?
It's free.
For the parking too?
Yes. You can't beat it. No. Just wheel in there and take a look.
Well, it's worth going in. Just don't stay on Fair Avenue, because I guarantee if you sit there and watch something, somebody's going to hit you or you're going to hit somebody. Because it is remarkable just to see which is just the bare outer limits of that there. I mean, you take up the whole fairgrounds pretty much on this.
Right. Now this year, one thing that the Fair Board has added is they're going to have a horse show. See, we don't charge any admission, so I said, hey, more the merrier.
Sure.
Terrell Queen's supposed to have an auction in one of the far buildings on the other side of the track. Farmers market on Saturday. So, I mean, come in, check us out, check them out, help each other out.
That's amazing that you how many members are in your club?
There's over 350 members now.
Really?
Yeah, we have about 60 that come to every meeting every month. So that's remarkable.
Now, the last time I saw a few tractors was in the July 4th parade. Are these generally these boys and girls driving these tractors would be members of your club?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
They were
all members.
Yeah.
And that was the biggest turnout we'd ever had. We had over 30 units.
And maybe that's what you were saying about why you think yours, because they didn't do this a year ago, so now we're back into it. And you can tell there's a lot of proud members out there that have some beautiful pieces of equipment there. What will be one of your older ones, you think?
I've got a 1928.
Ooh.
John Deere D.
John Deere?
John Deere D. Probably, it's got to be one of the oldest ones there. We're going to be one of the oldest ones there. And I actually had it in the parade. and it made it clear through the parade. I'd never had it in a parade. I've never had it out of the barn.
You
other
decided
than a couple times.
this was the year.
I thought, I'm going to gamble this year and try it.
And good luck to you.
And it made it.
Good.
It ran great. It made it all the way through. And
that's not easy because that's pretty slow moving, a lot of starting and stopping.
I know more got started down there on Columbus Street, and the radiator started to steam. I thought, oh boy, here we go. But
held up.
But see, them old tractors don't have water pumps, so there's no circulation.
Yeah.
It's just air moving through the radiator.
Got to get moving a little
yes.
bit. Yeah.
And that's the thing. We're moving so slow and wanted to heat up, but it did fine.
Now, is this the only big event you guys have in the entire year? Is this your main thing?
This is our main event.
Sure.
We have a toy show in February out at the fairgrounds in the AAA building. Actually, we've expanded that even. We do a tractor show and a toy show in February.
Okay.
We do indoor tractors, and in the other building we have toys. And so that's a pretty good size event. But this is our main event.
Sure.
This is what we concentrate on. So.
Talking with Doug Shaw. Doug, with the big 26th annual Tractor and Truck Show out at the fairgrounds. It's this weekend, 20, 21, and 22. And again, lots of other things. Not only, I know you guys have food. You guys have lots going on there, craft shows and swap things. And
we got flea market, tractor parts, games for kids.
Sure.
Kitty tractor pull.
And it's free.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's free.
Yeah.
I mean, come out. I mean, you don't have to spend a dime if you don't want to.
Sure.
Just come out and enjoy us and enjoy, the scenery, and, your kids can get in the coin scramble or the kitty tractor pull, or, there's lots of stuff going on.
So I know on Saturday morning you'll have the flea market, the flea market, the farmers market starting, and that'll be going on, so people could kind of come, get some things, get some jams, jellies, breads, corn there, and then stay for the day.
Right.
I know you're hoping for a day like this. This would be
It's going to be a
perfect.
beautiful weekend.
It's going to get a little warmer, but it is.
It always is warm.
But it's not going to rain.
Right.
And that's
exactly.
I think that's the
if it
key.
rains, it's going to be at night. And that's one of the reasons we picked August to do our show way back 26 years ago.
It could be warm, but
it's usually fairly dry, and if you do have a storm, it's usually late in the day or evening, so that usually doesn't hurt us too bad. I mean,
now this is your 26th year, so how many years were you down at Alley Park? All the other years?
All the other years, but the last four.
But the last four have been out at the fairgrounds.
Yep.
And again, what a wonderful facility, and especially because you can put your equipment everywhere, but you have plenty of parking.
Plenty of parking, plenty of shade. There's electricity. There's water if you need it. There's the grandstand for, to play music in front of, or have a tractor pull or whatever. It's just a good facility to have an event.
Now, will there be some entertainment going on there?
Yeah, there'll be Sunday's music, I think. Sunday starting at noon, there'll be music and
right there on the in front of the grandstand.
In front of the grandstand.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
now, if somebody wants to, can they still get any kind of equipment or anything in on this? Or
absolutely.
Okay. How would
up
they
till
do
the
that?
last minute, they can contact one of us. There's names in here on the flyer.
Okay.
Contact me. Get on our website. Check us out on
have
Facebook.
a nice website, good Facebook page.
Yep, Facebook page, and check it out. Get a hold of us.
So you'll be having
become a
tractor
member.
pulls, a lot of display work,
We're
other
going to have
actions.
garden tractor pull on Saturday. So yeah.
That's it's just a fun day.
Yeah, and then Massey Harris Club of Ohio, that's a state club. They're coming in as this is going to be their state show. So this is going to be their big daddy for this year. So
Hosting Massey Harris Ferguson Club of Ohio.
Yep.
So that's going to add a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So they do one state show every year. They pick a location, and then they go to that location. So this year they picked us.
Well, how nice is that?
Yes. That
So
worked
this
out good.
is the 26th annual Tractor and Truck Show. Be out at the fairgrounds here, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 20, 21, and 22 coming up this weekend. You got a drawing Sunday. Be giving some stuff away.
Yeah, we were supposed to give this tractor away last year.
Yeah, but
because
guess
we
what?
featured Oliver last year.
Yeah.
And so we restored this tractor a year and a half ago.
The club did.
The club did.
Yeah.
And we were to give it away last year in August. Of course, we didn't have a show, so we're giving it away this August.
So now it just looks better, but a year older.
Yeah, it
Now,
might have a little dust on it.
What year is this? You know,
It's probably late 40s, I'd say.
it looks beautiful.
It's
looks
a
like
beautiful
yeah,
truck.
Yeah. It wasn't in the parade.
No.
No, you didn't take it out.
No, it was down at the fairgrounds in the barn, covered up.
I was looking at some of the events here. You got pancake breakfast up in the dining hall up there on Saturday morning.
The Parks Department puts that on for us every year.
They do a great job of that.
They do a great job.
Again, stuff for the children, sheep shearing demo, children's pedal pull, the kids coin scramble, human tractor pull. I'm kind of intrigued by that.
Well,
are you going to do something?
I did last year. I don't know if I'll do it this year. It's actually where you get 4-man teams, and we're looking for strong guys to do this. From gyms or whatever.
Sure, get Steve Slater.
Well, we've talked to him.
If you can get Steve, your team's going to win.
We talked to him. But 4-man team, pulling a rope, pulling a tractor.
Oh, really? And then it'd be like a tractor pull?
It's a timed event.
Okay.
The fastest group that can get that tractor across the finish line.
On the track there, you do it in front of the grandstand.
The fastest group that can get across the finish line wins.
So. Oh, I tell you, the fair might be taking some ideas from you.
Well, I'm on the fair board.
Okay.
And Thursday night of the Combine Derby, in between the heats of the Derby, we're going to do this.
So you're going to have
yes,
some...
they already stole
You'll iron all the wrinkles out of this. You get all
then
the
we'll have it ready
out.
for the fair.
Then it'll look good for the fair. You've got some sawing lumber auction going on.
If anybody needs rough cut lumber,
there's
a lot of good lumber there to be sold.
Okay.
All right. So check that out.
It's just a wonderful show. I know you guys help people get places to stay. People come in, maybe if they're coming in from out of town, they can get a hold of you, and everybody and call the fair and get a hold of you because you're a big dog there. We know that.
Right. Yep. So there's lots going on at the show, and
I look at that.
One thing we've added this year is the sheep shearing.
Is that new?
That's very new to us. We're going to do it both days. It's really interesting how fast they can shear a sheep. They just stand them up on their behind and just start in, and to somebody who knows what they're doing, it's easy. Yeah. To me,
takes a little longer.
Not so easy.
And the sheep's glad you're not doing.
Yes, I got to catch the sheep first.
But you look at that chainsaw carving. Again, they have flea markets and crafts going. They got steam engines. That's always a fun thing to see.
Our club has probably 8 or 10 engines in our group, and so there'll probably be 5 or 6 there operating.
Yeah.
And it's a fascinating thing to see.
It is.
And how it works. We've actually got a steam roller where they used to, when they paved the roads, they used it. Yes. Steam powered roller. It's really cool. And he'll be driving.
They're almost mesmerizing when you watch them. They can sort of hypnotize you. You watch these things run, you're just amazed at the technology back then they were able to get this to go.
Well, and that's the thing. Back then in the day, how they designed this and made it work. It's unbelievable. Yep.
So it's the 26th annual Tractor and Truck Show. Doug Shaw with us. He's on the fair board, but also the head of this for the tractor club here in town. Fairfield County Antique Tractor Club, to give you a good plug there like that. Anybody wants to get in on that, they can contact you guys?
Absolutely. We'll take members, especially active members.
We
like active members, yes.
Well, it's this weekend, the 20, 21, and 22. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday 12 to 5, Saturday and 8 to 5, and Sunday 9 to 5. All kind of tremendous activities out there. So I encourage everybody to get a hold of you, get a hold of somebody, but turn out on what will be a beautiful weekend.
Beautiful weekend and a free admission.
Very good. Price is right.
There you go.
Fairfield County Antique Tractor Club, their 26th annual show at the fairgrounds. Thanks, Doug, for being with us. Appreciate it. We'll be back in just a moment.
Fairfield Federal. When it comes to our customers and our community, we go above and beyond to help. Our people make the difference.
It's a hometown bank. It's located here in Fairfield County. Branches are convenient. They're located here in Pickerington, where my office is. I'm in Lancaster a lot, and they have plenty of branches there. And I much prefer dealing with the hometown banks rather than the larger nationwide chain banks.
So far, everybody's been so personable, and for us to bank with the local bank, and we bank in Lancaster, it's been so wonderful because we'll call somebody, Steve will call somebody, and they'll get back to us right away, or they'll say, okay, we're going to make a decision in the basement. tomorrow and they'll get back to us, rather than calling a bigger bank where we had to wait and we didn't always get the same person the next time we called for a investment banking opportunity, or getting something appraised, any of those kind of things.
Everybody is very customer friendly. A lot of times I'll bring my dog Bear with me, and the staff love him here, and of course he loves them and the treats that he gets. So it's just a nice kind of a family type environment.
Personal or business banking, whatever you need, we take it seriously because we know you do. Stop by today at any of our 3 locations and see why the difference is clear. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan specializes in banking that revolves around you.
Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to Fairfield Today. Appreciate Doug Shaw being on this weekend coming up. It's a great time to get down to the fairgrounds and see that antique tractor show. It's just a fun event down, sort of like the antique car show or those things. It's just fun to fill up the fairgrounds with such great stuff down. So we encourage you to go this weekend. Go switch gears a little bit. We love to talk about small businesses. That's really the heart of what things run here in Lancaster. We have a lot of big box stores. We understand that. We're glad they're here, but we enjoy talking to small business people and small businesses. We have one of those folks right now, Dr. Kate Bruce. Kate, thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.
You have now the official record for shortest walk to this show, because we are, of course, here at Fairfield Federal. I can look out the door here and see your office. Now, the mayor would be a close second when he comes across the street here, just down from you.
Yep.
But you have maybe 50 steps over here. So
yeah, I even cut right through the street here too. I didn't even go down the crosswalk.
We'll keep the police out of this. Dr. Kate Bruce is a chiropractor. And she's a local girl, graduated from Fisher Catholic High School,
yep.
as your sisters did, I don't know about your dad, your mother certainly
yep.
did. Did
yep.
your dad also?
No, my dad graduated from Lancaster.
So
yep.
So they're a local family here, very involved in lots of things. The family always has been here. But one of their daughters, Kate here, is a chiropractor. And it's kind of an interesting story, how you became a chiropractor.
Yes.
Would you share that?
Absolutely. I love any opportunity to give my chiropractic story, because that helps show my love for the profession in general.
Yeah.
So I was very involved in athletics when I was in high school at Fisher.
Sure.
Played sports year round. So
pictures up on the wall there. We know that.
But it's okay. I'm a has-been now. So at my junior year during soccer season, I strained my hamstring pretty good. So that was devastating to me, having to sit out even a couple weeks or so. So I went through my primary care and physical therapy and just wasn't feeling 100%. And at the time, one of my sister Kelly's good friends had just graduated chiropractic school, Dr. Christina Murphy. So I went and visited her and explained what was going on, and she adjusted me and did some muscle work, and I walked out of her office and felt nearly 100%. And that was just one treatment. So it just kind of snowballed from there, having some conversations with her on what she does and what I could do, and working with athletes was a huge passion of mine. So that's how it all started.
It's kind of odd, but you see, not only in your store, but you see other people who maybe, let's say somebody had a difficult time with their kids, or maybe, but some of those people become social workers because they get involved in the system and they see how important that is, and that kind of forms them. This is really what happened to you. You
Absolutely.
had a good experience
Yes.
with chiropractic, and you thought, I could do this.
Yes, absolutely. I feel extremely blessed and very lucky that I get to go to work every day and enjoy what I do. I don't think many people can say that, but every single day I look forward to going to see patients.
Well, we'll talk about your practice across the street here. What's the address over there?
We're at 118 East Main Street.
118 East Main, directly across from Fairfield Federal. If you'd like to know where it is, just going up the hill. If you're heading east, it'd be on your right there, almost next to where the mayor lives, right
Yep.
there in that house right there. But one thing I can think of, and again, I've grown up here, been here a long time, a lot longer than you, but one thing I remember is, now tell me if this is still the case today, physicians always weren't that keen on chiropractors.
Yeah.
I've been involved in some civics clubs, and I've heard people say, well, if you get chiropractors in here, the doctors, this is 30 years ago, were saying, we're out of here. Mm-hmm. I doubt if that's the case so much today.
Yeah, well, we've really prided ourselves on doing things differently in our office. So rather than working against the medical community,
Sure.
we like to work directly with them.
Sure.
So before I even opened up, I went around to any single office I could,
really?
specifically the OBs here in town, and introduced myself, explained what I could do to help them. So I'd much rather work with them and treating their patients together than against them.
Than being an adversary.
Exactly.
So when we think about what maybe sets your office apart, even from other chiropractors, and we certainly have our share of them here in town, that's one of the things you would say.
Absolutely, yeah. So working with the medical community, we don't like to do any long, drawn-out treatment plans. A lot of chiropractors will do that. I always tell patients, I can't guarantee how you're going to respond to one treatment, let alone 15 or 16. So let's just start with a couple, see how you do. We'll get you stabilized, and then after that, this is also sets us apart too, is we'll release that patient. I give them exercises, stretches, rehab stuff to do at home.
Rehab on your own.
That way they can manage a lot of their pain on their own, and then I always say, come back in and see us if you need a tune-up. So similar to going to the dentist to get your teeth cleaned, you can come in and get your spine checked, make sure everything's in proper alignment and functioning well. We'll keep you feeling stable.
My guest is Dr. Kate Bruce, a chiropractor right across the street here on East Main Street. And again, this has been years ago, nothing so much now, but a couple of the knocks you always heard on chiropractors is, again, from physicians who weren't that keen on them because I think they felt that they were kind of trying to put them out of business, and you've indicated that's not the case. You want to work together. You can work. There's enough here to work together. But another thing is that a lot of the feeling years ago, and I think that's again better now, is and you've just talked about that. They felt that chiropractors sort of strung people along. They would get you in here, and every 2 weeks, every week you come back for some kind of on the table stretching and movement there, but it kind of never ended.
Right.
And that's not you.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest misconceptions with chiropractic care is once you start going, you have to go for life. That's definitely not the case in our office. Like I said, we typically release patients after, on average, I'd say about 4 to 5 visits.
Sure.
Giving them a lot of work to do on their own. They can help manage a lot of their pain management on their own. And then they just kind of come in every once in a while for a tune-up, help keep them on track, and we've really based our business on that because patients are a lot happier that way.
Because that's their call then.
Exactly, yep. So if they want to do more of the maintenance type program coming in every month, that's totally fine with us. That's ideal actually, but we don't force that upon them. So that's really helped build our business referral-wise through there. And 5 years in now, and we're pretty darn busy.
And I can remember years ago, there used to be a lot of really massive, and I've had chiropractic work over the years, and early on there was a lot of pushing, and they were almost standing on your back to do things, and there was a lot of physical stuff. You're not a large girl yourself, in shape, but not a large girl.
Yep.
But then I noticed later it sort of became they would put blocks under you and the movement was a lot more gentle. Is that kind of how it's gone?
Yeah, it kind of depends on the patient.
The issue?
Yep, exactly. So every patient I treat them just a little bit differently, just depending on what they need.
So you can do what needs to be done.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I definitely take a hands-on approach. I do quite a bit of muscle work with the adjustments prior to making the adjustment, which makes it a lot easier for me to get things moving. Like you said, I'm not the largest chiropractor here in town, but definitely can pack the punch if I need to.
I believe that.
Yep. So I always tell patients it's not always about the amount of force, but a lot of times it's speed too. So having quick hands is very helpful.
I don't know who I heard this from, but I can remember hearing a story about you dealing with little babies. So
Yes.
your practice must go from, we certainly know you deal with older people, but you really deal with young children.
Absolutely. So I think the youngest patient we've had was about 3 or 4 days old.
Really?
Yep. Had a fairly traumatic birth for mom and baby. So they brought this young girl in to get adjusted. And
That says a lot that they believe in you.
she
to
responded
put-
really well.
Oh,
Yep.
man. So it worked out well then.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, she's doing fantastic. I think she's almost a year old now and is doing great.
So you've gone from just a baby, 3 or 4 days old, certainly people in their 90s.
Absolutely. I think our oldest patient is just turned 94. So,
Wow.
Yep. So, like I mentioned before, it still can use the hands-on approach, but definitely take things a lot easier with the younger people and then the older ones as well.
And I don't think we talked about where you went to school.
Yeah.
Where was that?
So I graduated high school from Fisher in 2008.
Yes.
And then I went on to the University of Dayton
Okay.
for my
A
undergrad.
Flyer.
Yep, I'm a Dayton Flyer. And then I went to Logan College of Chiropractic, which is in St. Louis, Missouri.
And that's a couple years.
It's 3.5 years straight, so I usually say a 4-year program.
Yeah,
So.
4 years.
Yep.
Took you the 4 years, and then you got married, came back here. How did the
Yep, so
sequence?
I married my husband Justin my first or second year of chiropractic school.
Okay.
So he was tremendous in helping me build the business
And he was a
plan.
local boy here too. as you
Yep,
said.
he graduated from Fisher as well, just a few years before I did.
Okay.
So he's definitely the business and marketing mind of the office. So without him, I wouldn't have been able to open the office myself anyway. So he did the business plan, help with all of that. So coming out of school fresh in December of 15, we opened March of 16 our office, which is a very quick turnaround.
Well, and again, I'm here a lot, like I say, every week doing stuff, and people coming in, coming
Yep.
out all the time. That's great to see that. And you talked about dealing with a little baby. You deal with pregnant situations, pregnant women, pregnant situations. That's part of your deal.
Yeah, so I actually specialize in pregnancy care.
Okay.
So there's a technique called Webster, which I have a certification for.
Webster.
Yep, so it's just a technique specifically used on pregnant women, allows their bodies to create as much room as possible for the baby, which usually eases up pain throughout pregnancy, and then allows their labor and delivery to go fairly smooth too.
I think knowing how knowing how they start feeling so badly, they get it in the back, they get it,
yeah.
their legs. I'm sure that's a very needed aspect of chiropractic.
Absolutely, and OBs are extremely busy. So
Yeah.
before I opened, I went into the local OBs and introduced myself, explained how I could do to take some of the time and pressure off of
So
them.
maybe some referral action.
Oh, lots of referrals,
Yeah,
yes.
things that they either can't do or don't have time to do.
A lot of time I think it's a time aspect,
Sure.
but working with them really helps ease the pregnant mother's mind too.
Sure.
So.
Now you're right across the street here. I'm sure you're a high-tech young lady, as all
Yeah.
young people are. Probably a website, Facebook page.
Yes, absolutely. Our website is brucechiropractic.com. Recently, my husband has made some changes to that. Allows patients.
He's the webmaster?
He is. Yeah, he does all that stuff for me. He's very good at it. So he's created a online portal where if you're a new patient, you can go right to our website and actually schedule yourself directly into our schedule, which is
Nice.
awesome. We have an app
Nice.
that we use for the office for our existing patients, so they're able to have a live feed into our schedule and they can schedule what time works best for them.
What's the lead time on that? If I would have a back problem and I would either go online or call, what's your phone number over there?
Yeah, it's 740-422-8484.
If I would call up and say I've got a back problem, what would be the lead time? Would I be able to get in a couple days, a week?
Usually a few days to a week,
Yeah.
just kind of depending on our schedule.
Yeah, and your office hours are like 8 to 5 or?
Yeah, so we come
Depending.
in, 8 to 5 Monday and Wednesday, and then Tuesday, Thursday, Friday we come a little bit earlier. So Tuesdays and Thursdays we start at 7 to get some of the people in before work that need it.
Yeah.
And then Fridays we actually start at 6 a.m., which
Ooh.
sounds absolutely crazy, but it's usually the first times that go during the week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, again, it's like any small business. You have to be open when people can get there. Everybody can't get there from 8 to 5.
Exactly, yeah, but we have a lot of commuters or construction workers that like to come in before work, and those are the best
Get
times
their
for
day
them.
started and feel better all the day.
Yep.
Dr. Kate Bruce is with us. Best of luck over there. We've
Thank
enjoyed,
you.
again, I've known your mom and dad for a long time, involved out there with Fisher Catholic, your alma mater out there. So continued success across the street. We enjoy watching small business. We love to see that succeed. And obviously you're having a great time here in Lancaster being back home.
Absolutely,
That's
yep.
big for you.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
I bet mom and dad are real proud to have you around
I
too.
think they like having us here.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Are your sisters around too? Anybody still around?
My oldest sister Kelly is in town. Her and her 3 kids live here, and then
Okay.
my sister Michelle lives in Coldwater, Ohio. My brother's in Indianapolis.
So some of the grandkids get to still see the grandparents periodically?
Oh yes, absolutely.
I know they'd love that.
Oh yes.
Well, best of luck, Dr. Kate Bruce. Address again is,
118 East Main Street,
and you have a website, which was,
brucechiropractic.com.
and a Facebook page. You can get on that, and the phone number is.
740-422-8484.
Got all that memorized. I didn't even ask her I was going to say that, and she knows it all. Dr. Kate Bruce, thank you for joining us.
Thank you again
and,
for
best
having
of
me.
luck. Chiropractic, Dr. Kate Bruce Chiropractic. Thank you for being with us on Fairfield Today.
Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.